Hello guys, and welcome back to Dust on Elysian Tale and the finale of the game. And in the last episode I said I was going to upgrade my gear a little bit, so now I have. And now we have 2 wedding rings because I found a blueprint for one. So now we should have mostly every single best thing in the game, except for the armor, because you get a blueprint from the soldiers and such in the previous area, but we did not find one, and I didn't want to grind for too long in case we got too many levels. But anyway, that is all. So, the fight ahead can be very difficult, so remember to stock up on food as best you can before you go on. Equip yourself well and make sure you have full health before going to it. So, that is all, and we will go ahead.
General Gaius!
Wait! Wait, just a moment. Lower your weapons. I said lower your weapons!
You have much to answer for, General.
And what of you, my friend? A year ago I heard stories of your death, at the hands of a child, no less. Now here you stand, not only alive, but leading the very creatures we've been charged to destroy.
You've been charged to destroy, not me.
What happened to you, Cassius?
Cassius?
Do you not remember your own name? What have those damned Moonbloods done to you?
What did you call me?
Cassius! That's who you are!
Don't listen to him! You're Jin now! Remember that!
You're remembering now, aren't you? Together nothing stood in our way. We shaped this world together, and together we can finish what we started.
You ordered the deaths of countless people. Countless Moonbloods, Moonblood sympathizers, anyone that stood in your way.
Yes, and you carried them out. Lower your blade, old friend. First we destroy these Moonbloods once and for all. Then I can help rid you of these fantasies that have spoiled your mind.
Just listen to me.
Cassius was my name.
That doesn't matter.
It's all that matters. All those people I killed, Fidget. How could I possibly redeem myself in a mere few days?
You cannot, Dust. This was never about redeeming Cassius. But then, you are not Cassius.
But I share his form, his very soul.
That doesn't matter!
Why do you keep saying that?
Because you're not just Cassius! Jin didn't kill those people. Jin saved Aurora and Mudpot Village. Jin stopped Fuse, saved Lady Tethys, and now he's the only thing standing against General Gaius. Cassius would destroy the Moonbloods. But Jin, he would protect them.
No, Fidget. You're wrong. Jin didn't do any of those things.
Then you finally come to your senses.
Jin is dead, as is Cassius. Their souls now live within me, constantly reliving that fateful day. Forever in battle, forever at odds. But as long as I live, I still have a choice.
Then what are you?
I am justice incarnate, brought to this world by forces beyond your comprehension. A cleansing storm to sweep across the land and purge it of your foul presence. I am dust, and your campaign ends here now. Throw down your weapons and surrender, or you will face an enemy unlike any this world has ever seen.
Cassius, please, don't do this. You know you cannot win.
Let's end this.
And so we start our fight with General Gaius, and he will attack us right away, so you have to be ready when you fight him. He is also very strong and has a couple of soldiers with him, so you have to watch out for those two. They will be very powerful. Also, General Gaius fights with a very similar pattern to our own, so be aware of that, and he will also be able to parry your attacks. So, if you are not on his attack with the perfect timing, he will parry you, and that will knock you backwards and make you unable to attack for a little while. Also, Dust and Cassius and Jin all have the same voice actor, but uses a slightly different voice when voicing the different characters. So you might have heard that in the last animated cutscene he was not using his regular voice, it was more the voice of Cassius. So that could mean something like Cassius trying to actually redeem himself as they were talking about. But once we get General Gaius down to enough health, we can do this.
You cannot win, Cassius. You never could beat me.
Stop calling me Cassius!
There was a time when you stood by my side. We were allies once.
Not anymore, General. I'm not your ally, and I'm not your friend. Now raise your blade or drop it.
You never could scare me either, Cassius. Very well. To the death!
And now we are in the second phase where Gaius starts to use his own spells. Before it was only us, and he will also get allies to his side, but so will we. So, General Gaius will be able to kill our Moonblood soldiers in one hit, so if you want them to help, protect them at all costs. You also really want to avoid his spells. They have certain different effects. They can silence you or they can poison you. And you really don't want to be poisoned or silenced in this fight, because your best attacks and your best chance of not getting hit is to use Fidget's attack. And I got silenced, of course. Also, you really don't want to get poisoned either, because that is very painful at this point. Luckily we have a lot of regen with our rings, but I still don't want to get hit too much, because that would be bad even so. Though in this phase it is much easier to avoid attacks for a little while at the very least. So you might be able to get some health back if you start to get low on health and need to use your regen to get more. Yeah, at least if you run out of food. Some of the enemies here drop food too, so if you run out and are low on health, try to avoid him as best as possible and just grind on those enemies that appear. Otherwise, just keep attacking him and hoping he doesn't parry us too much or something like that. And eventually we should be able to take him down.
Don't you remember anything, Cassius? Why would you draw your blade against your fellow soldiers? Why would you draw your blade against me?
You're destroying this world, Gaius. You and your soldiers cannot be allowed to continue your campaign.
This world belongs to the strong, Cassius. It belongs to us. Don't you remember your duty? Don't you remember your friends?
I remember everything, and it changes nothing!
So that is their philosophy. They will take the world for themselves if they are strong. And I won't say if I agree with that or not, but yeah, you can't just only be the strong in the world. That would make things very difficult. And yeah, it's not the best philosophy if you want to succeed, I believe. But anyway, we have bomb fruit down here. They don't do too much damage on this difficulty, but the extra damage is always nice. However, we are poisoned, so that is not good. Though the poison doesn't seem to do much. It seems to be very low level, so it might not be too big of a deal. The silence is though, but his poisoning is not too bad. There will be other things that are a bit more dangerous sometimes though, such as his own blade and the soldiers. Those you will have to avoid. He is not too good at dodging the bomb fruits though. Those are not a part of his attack pattern, and he doesn't avoid them very well. So yeah. You can also force him to jump sometimes, but that was not a very good example of that. So let's just try to avoid those, and come on now, don't use spells. And we should be able to attack him in the air more easily because he doesn't do much in the air. And there we go. Almost now. Let's just bring him down. Oh, and a level up. That was convenient. Kind of ruins the mood a little bit, but you know. And there we go.
This is where it ends, Gaius!
But as you can see, unlike most final bosses, he actually has 3 phases, he has 4 phases, not just 3. So this one is, or could be, the most dangerous if you're not careful, because there is lava at the bottom. Don't let those vines fool you, those are only there to make you able to climb back up if you should fall, but don't go down to where they are. That will kill you. So try to avoid that. And no! Phew! That was lucky. I thought I was going to drop down into the lava, like so. But even more so lucky. He will jump down and make you believe he will jump down into lava quite a few times, but usually he won't fall into it unless you force him to, and that can be pretty difficult with his attack patterns and his speed. However, you can always try, and if you manage to parry him, you can often make him fall down. But as you can see, he has a double jump just like us, so that is not always too easy. But oh no! That is a death sentence if you should be playing on the most difficult level, because you are unable to climb out of lava once you fall into it. So yeah, try to avoid that. But otherwise, we seem to be doing okay. So let's just avoid that. Oh, another poison, but that's okay. We'll just keep on attacking him. No, not again! That was bad. I'm sorry. But we are still alive, even though we are burning, but our defense is high enough to avoid any major damage from that. So if we just... No! I am having terrible luck all of a sudden. I also have a bit of food though, but I don't want to use too much, especially with my powerful equipment and such. So let's just try to get rid of him. Let's not let him get too close. And no, oh no, this is terrible. This is the most terrible place you can fall into, because it's so difficult to get out of. But you can usually make it. And he is down.
go.
Not without you. Come on, Dust. Get up. We did everything right, Dust. Everything we were supposed to do.
And sometimes that's not enough, Fidget. When the life threat calls. Fidget. Thank you.
Goodbye, Dust.
Through the actions of our Sen Mithrarin Dust, the Moonblood race is finally free. We will never forget his sacrifice, or the deeds that saved our fairy world. We shall always remember what happened here. Dust's sacrifice will allow the Moonblood race to rise again, to rebuild our glorious civilization, and live peacefully among the races of this world. Though it may appear that Dust has fallen here today, a force of good is not so easily extinguished. Sen Mithrarin was born of dust, a current from the winds of change, a harbinger of storms yet to come.
Dust.
And this has been Dust and Elysian Tale, and it is a game I enjoyed playing for you very much, and I hope you enjoyed watching as well. Even though it took a while to complete because of hiatuses and stuff like that, I really enjoyed getting back to it and being able to finish it up and stuff like that. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed watching it. Also, the ending theme here is a very beautiful song, as is most of the songs in this game, so I highly recommend you look them up, or get the full soundtrack from the producers of it. It is a very good soundtrack. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed following this story and watching the gameplay, and yeah, just everything in general. I don't really have anything special to say about this except what I've already said. Except stuff about, you know, I always wondered why General Gaius was doing what he was doing and stuff like that. And maybe we'll know that eventually, maybe we won't. Who knows? But feel free to voice your opinions in the comments and stuff like that. I always enjoy hearing that. As well as any critiques you might have on this project, or anything at all. I always love getting feedback, no matter what kind of it is. So that's about everything I have to say about this game. Next up is something I think I'll enjoy too. We'll see. I'm not entirely sure about what I'll do next. I have a few options, but I'm pretty sure I've settled on it as long as it works for me. But then you'll see that in a few days. So, or maybe in just a couple of days. But that's about it. So yeah. Once again, I hope you enjoyed watching this. I Hope you will join me in the next series. And until then, see you and take care.